Morning all, it's Tuesday morning. I'm just heading down to the workshop. Yesterday was a day of sorting out a transplanter. Every machine that comes gets a pre-delivery inspection whereby I go through it, spanner on most nuts and bolts, and check it all over, and tyre pressures, and just generally check it over, ready to go to the customer. And I don't often find anything wrong, but when you do, you find a loose nut or a loose bolt, it does make it worthwhile, because you think, well, that could have caused a problem for a customer if they got going with it and that had come loose and then dropped to bits. You don't want that happening, really. That was yesterday, and I'm just going to finish wrapping it up, ready to drop it off, ready for delivery. So I send the machines out on pallet line just because the cost of delivering a machine to the bottom of the country with a pickup and trailer, it just got ridiculous last year. And in fairness, it just means it's so much easier from my point of view, and I've got the time. And so even if I end up going to set a machine off, it's easier for me to go in the car and do it, because I can just be so much quicker, so much less fuel. I can buzz around, do quite a few machines in a few days, whereas delivering wise, I can fit 2 transplanters or weeders on a trailer, and that's it. That's your maximum. I'll get that done, and then a bit of Solidworks in work, and I've got compact front box frames to collect and get them painted, ready for putting them together at the end of the week. I've got, as always, a fair bit on. I'm stopping at home this week, most of the week, and I'll probably be away again next week doing lack-to-line work. So that's the transplanter that's going out down to Surrey. So I just need to get it wrapped up and dropped off. That was a good one. Afternoon, it is the 1st of March, which means that has been here for a year exactly. I picked up 1st of March from Rufus Car. It's a 2 litre, 213 horse, bi-turbo, likes boys and girls, 10-speed automatic, and in fairness, it's been pretty good. It's had 1 set of brake pads, it's had 2 services, service every 12,500 miles. The day I picked it up, it came with a sports bar on here that went, like, took that straight off, put this on, because this is the top that I like, mainly because if you stand it right up, you can take it off, so then you've got full height. The things I don't like about it, and this is specific to this, is when you're trying to be quiet and just sort of be a bit stealthy, if you've got your keys in your pocket and you shut the door, it beeps, and you can't turn it off, which is quite annoying. There's only once in the 12 months that would have been useful. The rest of the time it's just annoying, especially when you forget. So I know what it is, it's so that they don't drive off without the keys, but equally, yeah, could do with it being able to turn it off for the one time it may have been useful. It's not very clean, could do with a right good clean, but it is a working machine, it has to earn its keep. And yeah, the other annoying thing, but this isn't necessarily specific, this is all of them the same, that's the reversing light, and it's pretty average. In a farmyard late at night, it's just rubbish. So the things I would like to add to it, I'd like to put a bar there with lights pointing this way. On the old one I had lights under here that came on with the reversing light, and they were really good, but they were in a bad spot from getting covered in water and not lasting very long. So really, lights up there would be better. I'd also like to put light bar going forwards, just because it would be a nice thing to have. I'd also like air horns, because it's quite annoying. The horn on this is nowhere near as bad as the one was on the Navara, but equally, it isn't loud enough when there's a wagon decides that you're not there and it decides it wants to come across into your lane while you're there with a trailer on, so you can't go in the fast lane and it hasn't seen you. Air horn would be quite handy. Also, in fairness, the one thing the Navara did have, which was 360 cameras, and this doesn't, which obviously you've got used to and you've got the sensors, but that was the one thing it did take a bit of getting used to. This is the first car I've ever owned that's been automatic, 10-speed automatic, and in fairness, that is impressive. You'd think it just changes gear all the time and it would get quite annoying, but actually it's pretty clever software running it, because it doesn't seem to change unnecessarily, and it sort of semi-anticipates what you're going to do. So yeah, from a fuel economy point of view, it's a waste of time. It's 2.25 tonne, and as much as I try and drive like economically, normally I'm in a hurry and I'm just need to get on, so fuel economy just goes out the window, and especially when you put a trailer on it. It is better than Navara. The fuel tank's bigger, which is nice, because I used to, some days with Navara I'd end up filling it up 3 times, which got a bit boring. Whereas the fuel tank's bigger, and also when you're cruising at 60 mile an hour with a trailer on, it's doing about 500 less revs per minute. So it's cruising at about 1500 revs, which really, it doesn't have to work to tow the trailer if you're on the level. It's just sort of, you've got the inertia, so it doesn't need to rev. The Navara was a 6-speed manual, but I got bored of that. So halfway through owning it and getting tired of changing gear while I was dragging a trailer all over the country, I decided my next one would be an automatic. Lindsay really likes driving it as well. The only other downside is it's only got 6,000 mile warranty, so within a year I've burnt through half the warranty. I think I can extend it, which I probably will end up doing. The Navara just seemed to eat tyres, and these tyres are lasting longer than they ever did on the Navara. Brake pads on the Navara were just made of jelly, and I'm not the only one that had bother with that, because I spoke to a lad who works for Crone who had a Navara, and he was running with a set of brake pads in the pickup because they just wore out for fun. I do quite like it. It's doing a sterling job. All in all, how are you doing? It's Thursday morning. I'm just on packing up an Ontrack. So this is an Ontrack. It's basically a GPS guidance system that goes on the front of the bonnet of a tractor, and it means that tractor drivers follow the line, follow the lights, and a bit more efficient, less overlapping if they're first spreading or spraying, and just generally makes things a bit easier. It's quite a simple product relative to what else is available, and you just download an app onto your phone, Bluetooth between the phone and this, and job's a good one. I sold one yesterday to a lad down at Rotherham, so this is on its way down there. So I'm just packaging it up, and then I'm going to be a bit more Solidworks work and workshop, getting stuff ready and fabricating. I was meant to do some painting last night, but then I realised yesterday morning I ran out of thinners, so I can't clean anything. And I meant to get some yesterday and forgot, so I've sort of lost 2 painting opportunities last night and this morning, which is a bit unhelpful. I'll get some more thinners organised and get on. So I'm doing some Solidworks jobs, just on designing a wrap carrier to go on the top of the crop rollers. So just let you see what I've done and where I'm up to. So this is Solidworks, and that's the wrap carrier in the process of being put together. So that's it there. I'm just putting the tubes in. So I've made it's folded with these plates to welt in underneath to give it a fair bit of strength. We like to make things strong. Never knowingly under-engineered is the saying, much to Lindsay's amusement. So I'll let you watch what we're doing. So now it's time for the big reveal. So that is one frame, that is 2 frames. So that will carry 12 rolls of wrap. And if I add the wrap in as well, then that's what it looks like. 12 rolls of wrap on top of a crop roller. And they'll fit in. So yeah, I've got a couple more jobs to do. I've got to sort a net wrap carrier, which is the net that goes long rolls that will have to go that way. So I need to sort something out for that. And but yeah, making progress. All in all, it's Friday morning. Another Friday's come round pretty quick, as always. I'm just in the office, still doing Solidworks stuff, but quietly getting my way through it. I've had quite a reasonable week, getting phone calls made and trying to sort stuff out. I had quite an entertaining Zoom call yesterday with Perry. It was to do with a weeder that we're trying to work out for a customer if what he wants is possible. And Perry are really good because they it's not an automatic no. But when you end up on a Zoom call with the lad I deal with, Andrea, and then you end up with Aldo, who is the founder of Perry, who is, I think he's over 80, doesn't speak English. I've never watched really Sopranos. I have a little bit, but not that much. But he sounds like one of the Sopranos, so it's quite funny. So we have to communicate through Andrea. So yeah, that was quite entertaining. It's a bit of confusion along the way just because of the language barrier, but we've got to where we need to be from a point of view, is this possible? And so they've said yes, and having looked at various other different ways of doing it, which in fairness to them is pretty good. Most companies don't do that. Most companies, the easiest answer is no, so that's what you get. As soon as you ask, it's like no, because they just can't be bothered. But in fairness, very good like that. They will look at something and they will entertain it and they'll try and work out if it's possible. So yeah. Hey Zoe. I'm doing one of my videos. Yes, hello. So yeah, today's a busy day. I am dropping the girls off school, going up to Washfold. I didn't realise you dressed up.
Yeah, it's World Book Day.
Oh yeah, World Book Day, which was yesterday, but our school decided to do it today. So what you been today, Zoe?
What?
What you been today?
This book.
Kitty's Magic Shadow, the lovely cat. Oh, very good.
And I'm swapping this book.
Alright, swapping that one. Right. Awesome. Right, see you in a bit. I've got a busy day. I'm going up to Washfold after dropping the girls off at school to have a meeting with Philip and the paint attorney to do with line. And then Nigel's coming, so I need to get to the workshop, and there's there's a forever amount of work to do down there. So need to get down there and get that done. We're also going to be fixing a bit of stuff for Howard, just to keep him going. Before you know it, it'll be night, and we'll have got as much done as possible. Tomorrow, another workshop day, and I've got Matt coming, so that'll help just get a few more jobs done. And we've got to assemble a compo front box with wings that was sold, and it's the one that was repainted because I wasn't happy with the paint, so that needs to be assembled so we can pick it up. Soon be another weekend gone.